Hey PN, it's Friday. What? I always dress like this. Just kidding. I just came back from the graduation ceremony and ball for the university where I've been working in Japan. It was a blast. I had such an amazing time and I'm so proud of all of the final year students for having graduated. So the theme this fortnight is game shows. My favourite game show when I was growing up in the UK was a British show called The Krypton Factor. And it was a really good combination of like physical prowess where you had to do assault courses and build stuff, but it was also really about mental challenges. There were question rounds and there were things where you had to use your kind of spatial awareness to build a puzzle out of shapes, and it was just a really amazing show because it combined physical fitness, physical strength, spatial awareness, intelligence, mind power, thinking on your feet, and it was just all about how a person can be the best at as many things as possible. Basically just like the alphas of the species were able to really do well in this show. And of course, since I live in Japan, it would be remiss of me not to talk about Japanese game shows. And I watched one quite recently that was actually kind of a similar thing. So the premise was there were 3 teams of 3 people each, and they would rotate and they would choose questions or puzzles based on difficulty ratings. And they were actually quite cerebral puzzles. So there were ones where you'd have 3 sets of 3 hiragana and you had to work out what the link between them was and therefore what you would take out and what words you would make from them. There was another puzzle where there were 2 kanji and they were on a set of 3 rotating tiles, so you'd see part of one and part of another at the same time, and you had to work out what the word was based on the parts that you can see, but you'd never see the full kanji of either one at any time. You kind of only had certain radicals to work with at a time. Very, very interesting game show, and I cannot remember the name of it for the life of me, but I would check. No good. Couldn't find it. So yeah, game shows are always a really good thing for me, but I always find myself sat in front of the TV yelling out the answer, especially when it comes to word games like Countdown. Countdown is a game in the UK where you basically have a set of 9 letters and it's kind of like Scrabble, and you have to make the longest word possible out of the letters that you have, and the person who makes the longest word gets the points for that. But they have another thing called the conundrum, which is an anagram of a particular word that you have to work out. And I really just wish that I could go on that game show to just prove that I can get the answers and good answers. So I guess that's my question for you guys. What game show would you go on if you had the choice? For me, it would be Countdown. My nerdy pleasure is actually a bit of a humble brag. I got voted the blogger of the month for a blog that I wrote about my experiences here. It's 5 tips for studying abroad, and I will leave a link in the description just in case you want to read it. That's going to be about it for this fortnight from me. I will see you guys on Sunday, I guess. Peace out.